Alrighty, hello ladies and gentlemen, here we are kicking off another day's worth of Rocket League, and thank you so much Red Falcons for bringing the raid in. We are about to kick up some 2v2 action shortly here, which should be going at the top of the hour as we will have St. Louis 50 Kings taking on Confidential. Shuriken Maishu did make it through to the Grand. So, this will end up being then for who will end up playing up against that team coming up shortly here as St. Louis 50 Kings and Continental will be matching off. So they will be going with Shuriken Meishu will face the winner. On the opposite side of that though, still we will see Super Hot as the loser of this matchup will play them for the third place. Obviously both teams going to want to fight tooth and nail here to try to get to that championship. So, how'd the series at least end? Because I'm at least getting the Shuriken Maishu made it through. But 3-1, close one. 4 at this point. So 4-1, 4-3, 4-2, sweep. Go the whole distance. How'd that one kick off? Because we will be ideally getting to see here then who will be facing them off against them relatively shortly. 4-1, so relatively convincing. Obviously, a lot of the series at this point, you find every game's pretty close. Yeah, I've had a couple of those where it's even, I think I had about 2 weeks ago is when I had a cast where it was a 3-0, where one team literally lost every game in either overtime or by a goal where they were on the doorstep. So, yeah. One match was a little one-sided, but outside of that, they were playing good Rocket League from the sounds of it. Alrighty. Because, yeah, just to dive a bit more into this one so we know what's coming up ahead of us here. We should be having Continental and the St. Louis 50 Kings kicking off at the top of the hour. Obviously, a lot of you guys here are just watching to try to see who you will be playing up against next week. So, St. Louis 50 Kings coming in this one as the higher seed, the 7th seed, and Continental coming in this one as the 11th seed. Both these teams finding a way to upset their counterparts and make their way through the bracket to get here tonight. St. Louis 50 Kings averaging about 3.5 goals per game. Continental about 3.25. For the save side of it, St. Louis 50 Kings about 3.5 again, while Continental tends to play a bit more defensive from the looks of it as they find themselves at 4 saves a game. Continental, once again, kind of on that more defensive side, probably taking it to solo plays when they get their offense, as they average only 1.5 assists per games, while the 50 Kings average 2 assists per games. So we will be looking forward to that, but as we just have been hearing, and a lot of you that are joining in now know, Shuriken Maishu was able to knock off Super Hot and move on to that finals. So the winner of this game will move on to play up against them. Well, the loser will end up playing Super Hot to see who gets third place. But yes, 4-1 for Shuriken Maishu as well. So literally the seeding is the scoreline for it. But this will definitely be a good one. Thank you guys so much for everyone following. I really do appreciate it. Real nice knowing that the community is out there and that everyone is like going forward with each other. Get the sneak peek to see who is going through to that finals. That is true. That is the main goal here for you guys, is to scout out your opponents. Maybe come up with a game plan off of this one. Who knows? And obviously Rocket League is very day to day. You might have a day where you are peaking. Next day you might have it where you're for some reason hitting a slump. So You never know exactly, and whose day it will be today is up for the players to decide. As the bets are coming in, and it looks like early into this one, we are finding it possibly favoring Continental, I believe. Yes, Continental jumping out to that early lead in the bet. Both these teams coming in this one relatively interestingly, though, as I said, needing to upset their way to get here. St. Louis 50 Kings at least took the win they were expected to take in the first round, but then did. Is mine? It says confidential, not continental. Is that in this? I will double check that real quick then. We saying here stream layout. At the bottom. Ah, we can definitely fix that one. That would be the one that is wrong. I see now. Thank you so much, JDS. I really do appreciate that. That should fix that one on up, if I'm not mistaken. While this screen at least isn't the game one, I at least have it right on the others. I have made mistakes in the past where I've been pretty disappointed. One of the past weeks, what I ended up doing is I had everything switched over except the team logos for the start of a game, and I needed to switch it throughout the series. So it's always good to jump on that one early. Thank you so much for catching that. I really appreciate it. But yeah, the initial jump out of Continental being the fan favorite, at least for this one for the time being. Shuriken Maishu able to take that other side of the bracket. So we do know once this game finalizes what the finals for this division will end up looking like. Shuriken Maishu versus the winner. And then in the 3-4, it will be super hot and the loser of this upcoming game. We will dive into this one as we are now 5 minutes to it, and then we will stick to the game screen as long as we can. So, Continental, as we said, coming into this one, averaging a bit more than 3 goals per game. Both teams are relatively similar within that spec in between the 3 and 3.5 game. The saves per game ends up being where Continental looks like they play a bit more defensive style into transitions to get their goals, where they end up averaging over half a save more per game. On the assist side of it, though, that's where the 50 Kings kind of come back to this, and it looks like they like to try to pass it around a bit more and hit that last pass outlet to open up the defense. So definitely should be a good meeting between the two. As we see here, the players have it where I could go fully through stats, but it looks like Snake is probably going to be one of the players to watch for the Continental. And on that other side, Huey Dangles and Bearded Benny J kind of coming into this one, both around that 2 goals per game, making saves and finding the passing plays to each other. So we will get to see how this one plays on out shortly. As I said, we will now go to the game capture and just be ready in lobby to be able to kick this one on up as soon as we get the players all up in here. Gaming indeed. that is the entire goal for this, is to have fun while gaming in a more competitive environment in IGL. As we have now hit top of the hour, and we do see Bearded Benny J and Huey Dangles joining up into this one. Once we get Continental up in here, we can get this game going, and we will see who will be taking on Shuriken Maishu in the finals. Alrighty. And we do have everyone joining up into the lobby now. So if both teams are good with it, we will. We see to a side. There we are. Continental coming into this one versus the St. Louis 50 Kings. Let's get this one underway, finding out who will face Shuriken Maishu in that championship. Huey Dangles trying to play off the wall, ends up falling on down. He will take there, trying to get some possession on it. 50-40 back on out. And Huey Dangles pushing this onwards. SNKE bringing this one on outwards. Benny J trying to get around it, trying to find the flick towards the net. 50s with both the defenders as this one falls on out. Huey Dangles now trying to find it towards the center, but SNKE bringing it to the air. Bearded Benny J intercepts, tries to play off that sidewall, back out towards the center, but 40 is there, and this one plays on outwards. Huey Dangles once again trying to take the dribble, but SNKE not allowing him to do so. Bearded Benny J met by SNKE, and back out this one goes. Taking it back to his own corner here. Looking for it, but SNKE firing one just wide. Huey Dangles and SNKE intertwined on that wall. Huey Dangles looking for the flick. Past 40, but off the back wall, SNKE sits on it. Huey Dangles looking for the center for Bearded Benny J. Gets the bump, but not quite able to find it. SNKE playing on out. Huey Dangles off that back wall and out. Good demo for Bearded Benny J to open up the field in front of him. SNKE not allowing anything for him to look at though. Bearded Benny pass back to Huey Dangles, and he will push this into the far corner where 40 awaits. Back down and across. SNKE up. Bearded Benny J dropping it. SNK firing, but Benny J falls in the right area as he ends up stopping that one. Back on out. Huey Dangles met by 40. This one's going to fall wide. SNK firing. Huey Dangles able to be there for it. Pushing this back to the corner. And across this one goes. SNK trying to take this one out of the corner. Tempted of whether or not I'm spawning a snake. Bearded Benny J fires. And SNK back on out off that back wall. Huey Dangles trying to get back to it. 40 trying to play out, but Huey Dangles not finding the right direction on him, but he's getting a piece of that one. Bearded Benny J off this side wall, trying to play forward. 40 now, pushing this back into the 50 Kings corner. Huey Dangles off this side wall, trying to play on outwards. At least getting a good piece of it, advancing onwards. SNK up for it, but Huey Dangles sending this one across. SNK firing from a distance, and he will find this one. By the way, if anyone in chat knows this one goes by Snake or SNKE, let me know and I will change it accordingly. But we will at least say he finds the back of the net on that one, giving Continental the 1-0 lead perfectly halfway through this first game. And we end up back at that kickoff. Huey Dangles getting under it and getting the better of this kickoff. St. Louis 50 Kings finding the quick response as they are able to get the immediate response after that goal. Sending it on the kickoff. It went out perfectly where Huey Dangles was able to tuck that one away. Back to the kickoff yet again. Didn't take long to match this one back up. But 2:27 left to play. 40 and Huey Dangles. SNKE pushing onwards. How this goes. Bearded Benny J playing across. 40 back to SNKE. Not quite able to get there. Bearded Benny J firing a shot up the field. And Huey Dangles is the only one there. And he'll take the goal credit. But it was just an open field ahead of him when he was able to get around it. Huey Dangles already up there. It was that kind of play where Continental was almost sending the house, and if they didn't get it, that's kind of the consequences. Back at it we are. St. Louis 50 Kings up 2-1 now. SNKE playing on in towards that corner. Huey Dangles trying to look on out, met by SNKE back to that corner. Bearded Benny J playing this one on outwards. Huey looking, trying to get a bump play off. Bearded Benny J trying to center, but Huey Dangles back on this one now. In his own corner, SNKE fires it. Bearded Benny hitting on outwards. 40 at least get a piece of it back in the corner. Huey Dangles off that sidewall, looking to go up for it. Pushes it past one, falling down, not quite able to double this one on up. Bearded Benny J and 40 end up 50 in that one across. SNKE taking the dribble now. High flick off the crossbar, back on out. Huey Dangles pushes this one on wide, taking the dribble up there. Met by 40, and this one goes up high. Trying to drop it to Bearded Benny J, but SNKE gets in his way. Up this pass, 40 firing one, and the response is there. Continental tying this back up at 2 apiece. A minute 24 still remains. Anyone's game in game one. Back to that center line. Huey Dangles and 40. Pinching out to that side. Bearded Benny J looking off the ceiling. Looking for the ceiling shot. Good shot! And tucks it away. Finding success from the ceiling. Bearded Benny J getting to that one and tucking it tight to the wall. His defender went up and he was able to push it away. St. Louis 50 Kings find themselves up a goal with a minute 17 remaining. Back to that center line. Huey Dangles and 40 meeting up. Same with Bearded Benny J and SNKE. SNKE playing onward. Huey Dangles able to get around that one, trying to pick up some boost and take this ball up to the air. He plays. Huey Dangles trying to get under it. Flip reset. Not quite finding it. 40 makes that save, and SNKE plays on outwards. Out of here. SNKE pushing across. Huey Dangles trying to race for it with SNKE. At least plays this one on upwards, trying to play across. Good hit to keep it there. 40 though pushing on into this corner. SNKE and 40 trying to find the center and the goal that they're gonna end up needing this one. The Bearded Benny J with a demo to try to relieve a bit of pressure. Huey Dangles trying to take to the air. Pinches low under one, but SNKE is back, and this one pops on high. Benny J trying to play on out. SNKE popping back high into that orange corner, trying to find a bump plane, not quite getting it. Huey Dangles 40 being back on up. This one falls down towards center. SNKE taking to the air now, looking for a play of his own, trying to get back towards the center, but Bearded Benny J, nice touch on it to get this one on out of there. And this opens up back towards Continental's net. Continental now in their own corner. Huey Dangles playing on high, trying to find a Doomsy, and he will!
Sensational goal!
Absolutely insane there as Huey Dangles brings it up to the air off of it, finds like a combination of the ceiling and the Doomsy. Somehow puts that one away. Great shot out of him. That one should solidify game one for the 50 Kings. Off the kickoff, they end up faking that one, and they sat at that goal line, making sure nothing pretty could end up happening. That will at least kill the time. The 50 Kings glad to just play this one on out, let it drop, and take their game one win. Good game one played out of these guys. As we get ourselves ready for game two, 50 Kings able to take on that one. We will just call him Snake because that is definitely his username on IGL, and that way I stop doing whatever this SNK thing is. It's way easier to call him Snake. So, Snake 40, Huey Dangles, Bearded Benny J. I have casted the 50 Kings before, so I can be confident on theirs. Into game two, we try to take this one. Back to that center line. 50 Kings find themselves up one in this best of 7. Snake off to kick off to 40. 40 trying to fire, but Bearded Benny J able to get back in time. Bump play to limit the time to get back. The Snake takes out his corner now off that sidewall by 1. Bearded Benny J looking for the pass, but Snake trying to interrupt. Huey up for this. Pushes past 40, but looks like Snake is back in time. A demo play there, though, to try to open up more, but Snake pushing this one on outwards. Bearded Benny J trying to get around it, playing forward. 40 is there, but this one does end up popping high and over him. Bearded Benny J looking off that back wall with a bump play, finding its way across, but 40 clearing this back on out. Huey Dangles off that sidewall. Snake popping this one far on out, and it's dropping, but Huey Dangles with the save on it, making sure that will not find back his net. Played on outwards. Huey Dangles trying to drop it, but Snake pushing it back to the side. Huey Dangles towards the net, but once again, Snake is there, and this shot goes just wide. This one bounces over one, but Bearded Benny J is there for it. Played on out by Snake. Huey Dangles off that back wall, looking for a center. Snake able to take it across just in the nick of time, making sure no goal was to be had. 40 over 1, but Huey Dangles back for it, trying to fire the pass on up, but Snake intercepts back into the orange side corner. 40 now off this sidewall, playing for the center. Huey Dangles, though, playing well onto it, but Snake does get the low ball, tries to fake, doesn't quite get it. Bearded Benny J not buying on that one. 40 with the shot right at Huey Dangles, does cause some chaos on the clear. Snake 50s with Huey Dangles back into the far orange side corner. We end up playing this one. 40 and Bearded Benny J as this one 50s on a cross and out. Huey Dangles now trying to start something of his own, but Snake diving in, intercepting on that one. Back towards the center, Bearded Benny J firing this one on out into the blue side half. Good redirect by Huey Dangles, but dealt with well by the blue defense. Snake into the orange side corner as Bearded Benny J tries the 50 on outward. Snake with the pass towards the center, but Huey Dangles able to get there first. Bearded Benny J looking for it out in the corner, trying to find something, trying to drop it down to Huey Dangles, or at least keep possession. They do end up getting the possession, but right now Bearded Benny J needs to follow in the back. But 40, a good demo play. Is he able to win the race for this one? Huey Dangles able to get back in time, keep this one up, tied at zeros. Just about half the game played. Snake off that sidewall, playing forward. Bearded Benny J is there. He tries to play on out now. 40 passing this across, looking for Snake high, but instead it will just fall to Huey Dangles. Huey Dangles up. Snake able to deal with it, gets another good touch going out, but Bearded Benny J with a good catch, and it looks like he should be able to put this one away as he does. St. Louis 50 Kings fighting themselves with that one goal lead here in game 2. The chat is definitely saying the St. Louis 50 Kings are playing well. Thank you for the follow, Fishman. This is the Plat semifinal. I don't know about that, but it is at least the semis. Bearded Benny J looking for it off the ceiling. Has found one earlier today. Does get a touch and push it on by, but Snake is back in time for this one. Huey Dangles met by Snake. Snake playing on outwards. Snake met by Bearded Benny J as this one keeps on pushing forward. A bump onto 40, but Snake able to recover in time. Up this goes Huey Dangles, firing it across into the far side corner. Down it falls 40, trying to play off this sidewalk. Huey Dangles bumping him all the way, keeping it intertwined. Beauty Benny J diving in there, looking for demo plays. This game is very physical. Huey Dangles cross for Bearded Benny, not quite able to get around it and fire the shot in time. Off this back wall, Snake able to at least push back towards the corner. Benny J looking for the pass back to Huey Dangles, and up this goes 40, trying to get a touch on out. Doesn't quite find the touch, but at least falls across without an issue. Huey Dangles gets nothing on it, and Snake will advance it. Here to Benny J, met by Snake. Out, this one pops. 40, next to get a look at it. 40 off the back wall, trying to double up, not quite having the boost to do so. Snake taking off the boost, taking off the wall here. Here to Benny J, pushing it on wide. Snake back on up, he goes, trying to push this one on. Can he get back to it? Not quite. Huey Dangles does well to push it on away. 40 now trying to bring it. Brings it low under one, but Huey Dangles with another great save to hold on to this lead. Snake looking for a stealing shot of his own now. Hits it, but Bearded Benny J able to be there for the answer. 40 playing back. Bearded Benny J pushes this one onwards, trying up for the double, but not quite able to hit it. 40 bringing it back to the corner. Demoed by Bearded Benny J. Open up Huey Dangles, but he is met well by Snake. Back across this 150s. Huey Dangles over one. Is he able to get the pop pass a second? A bump play on him, and it opens it on up, and Bearded Benny J finds it in front, tucks this one away. Well, the game does not quite give an assist for that. It's hard not to give Huey Dangles one because he definitely opened up the net for Bearded Benny J there. In my opinion, who has the best looking card preset? That's hard. I will have to keep an eye on it throughout the series, but back to this kickoff we go. 2-0 for the 50 Kings. They are trying to find it. And they're trying to drop it towards center. Snake with the intercept though, playing onwards. Off the back wall, is he able to find something towards the center? Out for 40. 40 trying to tuck this way. Bearded Benny J, great save to keep that 2-goal lead. Huey Dangles also able to get past the defender. Tucks this one on away, and that basically seals this game 2 for the 50 Kings as well. Absolutely insane saves coming out of them, and sometimes you just got to give it to the opponent when they're on. Back towards that center line we go. Snake ends up with the big kickoff. Out of St. Louis 50 Kings. Huey Dangles pass back across. Benny J not quite able to get back to that one. It does end up falling. Huey Dangles trying to get there, but Snake just pushes it on wide. This one will probably end up falling, and we will see if a goal is scored though. Bearded Benny J able to get to it. It doesn't fall in the net. Not quite. Ends up hitting before the goal line, but the 50 Kings will still take that game 2 dubs. With that, Continentals got to try to find their stride in this one if they can. They're going to need to try to pull the momentum back. A 2-0 is definitely not a fun area to be in, but a 3-0 is definitely where we can definitely go about it. We will probably be going about a remake here, so we will just quick pop it back to this one, get on out of the lobby, remake that server, and that way we can ideally get a bit better server for both teams. I'll definitely will give it this. Coming to this time, it is definitely something getting to watch teams like this where when they get hot at the right moment, they definitely can pull it on off. But in my eyes so far, when I looked at the cars, just to give you an answer on it, and server is back up and at it for the players if they are able to hear it. I'm sure that they'll be trying anyway. So there we are. There's 1. There's 2. Ideally, this one goes a bit better. But I'm going to give it to, personally, I think Snake might have the best car in this one. I would have to say that he's doing pretty well with it. But these teams are back in it. Back into this game we go to a side. I'm hoping that this one ends up less lag. So back to that center line we go. St. Louis 50 Kings find themselves up 2 games in this one. Continental trying to look for the bounce back. 40 playing it on outward. Bearded Benny J able to get there. 40 finding a demo now. Maybe playing a little different this time on out. Huey Dangles up for it, pushing it to the side. Well done. Benny J trying to play on out, but Snake able to find it that one next. Off his back wall, high and down. Benny J playing to that side. 40. Able to beat Huey Dangles touch off the back wall and out. Benny J getting that clearance before Snake can get there. And Huey Dangles wrapped around this one, playing towards the center for Benny J, and he is perfectly placed to tuck this one into the net. St. Louis 50 Kings finding themselves up 32 seconds into this game. Huey Dangles and 40 beat back up Snake off that sidewall now. Snake pushing onwards off the back wall. Huey Dangles playing on outwards. Down it goes past 40. Huey Dangles taking to the ceiling now, trying to get back to it. Not quite finding it. Does drop for Bearded Benny J though, and he tucks this one away. St. Louis 50 Kings up to 50 seconds being played into this one. Still leaves a bit of time. But yes, JDS is correct. Casters do not get paid for this. We are just here, and I personally enjoy my time whenever I do get a cast. It's a fun hobby, and definitely worth it when I get to see great games that end up being played like I have seen today. Huey Dangles and Bearded Benny J back on out. 40 met by Bearded Benny J, pushing this one onward. Snake takes possession in the corner, but Bearded Benny J able to win that race to this one. 40 back on across, trying to take it upwards, but Huey Dangles good read, but ends up just wide. Snake tries to play outwards, but Bearded Benny J had the read on that one, dunking this one away. As the defender tries to get back and clear it across, but Bearded Benny J jumping in the way of that one and putting the 50 Kings up 3. Back to that center line, Huey Dangles and 40 back on out. Huey Dangles laying across Snake, pushing on outwards. 40 able to meet him there. Across this one goes. Huey Dangles playing it low, trying to find it out. 40 trying to get intertwined to make this difficult. Snake at least able to push this one back on a cross. Huey Dangles out of the air, popping in center. Snake does well to push this one on wide. Benny J sitting on it. Looking to try to get a playoff on this one, but Snake will push this one on forward. Benny J off the sidewall. Snake pushes it forward even further. Huey Dangles, good touch. Not quite allowing it to find the center. Fakes out 40 and ends up getting back to this one. Limited boost to be had here now. Snake gets that one. Probably can get around it. Not quite. Bearded Benny J pushing this one on further. Trying to find that center play. Takes it low. Passes back to Huey Dangles. Huey Dangles looking for something on it. Tries to get around it. 40. Pops it high and out. Huey Dangles there for it. And the pool shot from Benny J on Huey Dangles gives it definitely enough power to put that one away. St. Louis 50 Kings finding themselves very confident here in game 3. Up 4. 2:45 remaining. Huey Dangles firing that towards the center. Bearded Benny J trying to find it, not quite able to tuck that one underneath the crossbar. Plays pass on back to Huey Dangles. He's popping this one on high and up there. Up he goes off that back wall. On out it comes. Bearded Benny J not able to beat 40 to it. 40 pushing this one on wide. Back out this falls. 40 looking for it. Not finding the touch on that one to open up the net. But Huey Dangles now back in his own corner. Looking for Bearded Benny J on the pass. Snake able to intercept and play across. Gets back on down to it. Plays to the center. 40 is he able to win that race? Yes, but it goes off the pipe and outwards. Bearded Benny J with the demo too to make it a little bit more pressure situationalized. Huey Dangles able to find the second bump too. And Bearded Benny J able to tuck this one away. St. Louis 50 Kings really finding their stride here. Back to that center line. Snake pushing this one onwards. Snake on out, trying to find it, but Huey Dangles meets him well there. 40. Not able to get past Huey Dangles. Snake now looking back to the corner. Out of the corner, trying to pop, looking for the center. It does fall past 140. Not able to tuck it away. Huey Dangles able to make that save. Snake playing on out, trying to find it back across. Huey Dangles though, able to take possession, looking a decent decent flick, but met well by 40. Up for Benny J, who tries to drop it across, and he does. The 50 Kings are just finding it now. Back to that center line. 40 ends up 15-0. Bearded Benny J taking to this one now. Bearded Benny J trying to drop it past one, but 40 great save to keep this one on out. 40 playing on upwards. He dangles off the back wall, looking for the double, able to do so, but off the pipe it goes. Snake flicking high, trying to put this one away, and Bearded Benny J able to get back to it. Snake trying to center back out for 40. 40 now taking some possession in his own half. Up he goes. Soft touch. It ends up going down to Huey Dangles, who fires this one on up. Bearded Benny J looking for the redirect high off the back wall. Huey Dangles not quite able to get there as this one bounces on out. Huey Dangles plays back into the outside corner. Ends up getting demoed, but Snake not quite able to get back to it. Bearded Benny J pushing forward, but 40 good play on the flick. Snake now taken to the air, looking for the aerial show. Can he get back to it? Soft touch just underneath the crossbar. Does tuck this one away. Continental finding a goal here, but it might be a little too late when you're down by 5 with 33 seconds remaining. That would take a massive disaster off kickoffs. Snake and Bearded Benny J as this 150's on forward. 40 bring it back towards the corner. Huey Dangles is there. Huey Dangles trying to fire a shot. 40 is pushing this one on outwards. Huey Dangles back to the side, leaving for Bearded Benny J. Bearded Benny J off the ceiling, hitting on down, hitting his second ceiling of the day. These guys have been on with it. Just taking it and firing where they can. We do have the Brazil in this one. 16 seconds remain. Huey Dangles 40 off that kickoff line. Back into the corner it goes. Bearded Benny J taking some possession there. Below 40. Trying to look, taking across for Huey Dangles. Hinge high off the crossbar. Huey Dangles met by Snake as he's able to push this one on outwards. And this one is played on. 40 trying to get back underneath it. Pops it past one and able to at least tuck it away. Find a nice one for the road for Continental. Good little dribble there at the end by 40. Maybe that'll give them some momentum here going into game 4 as they are definitely going to need it. No Brazil to be had, but still confidence for the 50 Kings here as they are up 3-0 in this series. In order for Continental to take this one, they are going to need to find it and go the whole distance to reverse sweep this series. But I know there are some questions in chat. I'm sorry, I do like to focus on the game more so than the chat went all minute. I know like the third man is actually Fisherman Jr. who did King Fisherman Jr. followed, so that would be probably their third man there. And on to this one, we will go into game 4 as we spectate this one. Huey Dangles, everyone is underway into game 4. Back to that center line, 40 and Bearded Benny J kicking this one on out. Snake playing this one high off that back wall. Huey Dangles able to at least get a piece of this, fire this one on out. 40 up for it, able to beat Bearded Benny J, push this one on out. Huey Dangles firing a shot. Snake able to at least get a little bit on this, trying to fire towards the net. Bearded Benny J is back in time and keeps this one on out. A pinch from Huey Dangles that finds its way well into the half. Bearded Benny J popping high, hitting Huey Dangles on the pass on out. But Snake able to intercept him there and push this one back into the 50 Kings half. Back across this one goes. Huey Dangles once again firing on down, but 40 able to at least deal with this one. Bearded Benny J off that back wall. Snake pushing onwards. Huey Dangles is there for it. Bearded Benny J is just playing a nuisance. It seems like that 50 Kings really like to play physical whenever they can. Make you need to move out of their way as well. Off the sidewall, 40 trying to push it. Not finding it. Snake off the sidewall now as well. Huey Dangles firing towards the center, but Snake able to intercept. Bearded Benny J taken out of his own corner. Huey Dangles dropping for him. He needs to play this one onwards. Snake taking off his own corner now. Up he plays. Trying to find something with it. Round pinch, and it finds its way towards the center. Is he able to get back to it? Huey Dangles does well to play this one back on across. Benny trying to play out of it, but Huey Dangles is able to make the next read. Plays this one out towards the center of Snake, not allowing that to happen so easily. Here to Benny J looking for the center. 40 able to intercept. Snake bringing it back on down, finding that boost. Huey Dangles able to at least take by one. 40 now pinching. Off the back wall here, Benny J taking it for a clearance and falls down to Snake. Snake popping on high. Huey Dangles already up for this one, pushing it on to the far side. Out of the far side, Snake trying to get around it, leaves it for 40. 40 out of his corner now. Pop, high flick, ends up going all the way across. Snake tries to tuck it away off the pipe, not quite finding it. Here to Benny J, flicks it on out, and ends up finding his way to Huey Dangles. Huey Dangles trying to fire a shot. Snake does well to push this one back onto the corner. Snake on up for it, plays it low. Huey Dangles is up, trying to look for the center play. Able to get a good air dribble, but 40 equal to that task. Still all tied up at zeros. Here to Benny J, looking for their cross, finds a fake on one. Able to get past the second, but are they able to convert on this one as this ends up going all the way across, not quite able to find it. Dangles off this back wall. Snake pushing this on outward. Here to Benny J, back into the corner. 40 off the corner, looking to try to advance. Huey Dangles now, trying to drop it towards the center, looking for the dunes. He doesn't quite have a bump on here to Benny J to try to open this one on up. Here's Benny J at least finding the boost there, bringing this one to the air, trying to get it towards the center. The air dribble and the finesse to put this one away. Finds a way to beat the defender on that air dribble. He has been having his way on these aerials today. Here to Benny J is on with it, giving the 50 Kings a 1-0 lead in Game 4. 2 minutes and 2 seconds remain. Continental going to need to find a stride if they want any chance to keep their hopes alive at heading to the championship. Back to the side wall, Snake plays over one, but Huey Dangles next to get it. Back on out, this goes 40, at least plays on forward. Huey Dangles trying to drop it there to Benny J across. Across he goes, high flick out of it. Back he's trying to play, trying to find his teammate. Across he flicks. 40 met by Benny J. Back down, this one goes 40 now, pushing it past Benny J, but gets bumped in the process. Huey Dangles taking off that back wall, trying to look for a double, but Snake not allowing him to do so. 40 starting up a dribble of his own, looking for it, tries it, ends up falling off, not quite having the boost. Here's Benny J able to 50 this one on outwards, trying to find it off the wall, leaving for Huey Dangles, fires one that ends up being just wide. 40 pushing on into the orange side half now, off the back wall. This plays. Benny J up for it. 40 trying to take this one, taking his time, but Huey Dangles able to just make a clearance play on it. Snake looking for it, flicks on across, he's in the far side corner, he's looking for a demo play, at least forces the jump, but Huey Dangles able to get back in time. How this one goes, 40 trying to turn on it, ends up getting a touch, but Huey Dangles takes his one back across. 50 seconds now, Continental's going to need to find something they want to have their chance in this series. 40 off this back wall, looking to get back to it, trying to tuck it away, but Huey Dangles not allowing him to do so. Snake back off that side wall. Huey Dangles taking it now low. Snake able to at least intercept. Here's Benny J pushing it on outwards now. Here's Benny J past 40, but does get demoed in the process. Snake going to take the dribble up in his own half, trying to go to the air with it. Off the air, met by Bearded Benny J. Benny J is looking to jump for it. Is he able to tuck this away? Yes, he is. That's probably going to be the clincher out of the 50 Kings as they put themselves up 2 with just 13 seconds remaining, and they are on match point. Continental, do you have the miracle up your sleeve to extend this series? 40 and Huey Dangles off the kickoffs. This one goes on back. Bearded Benny J up for it. This man's been hot in the air. Is he trying to double up? Not quite able to find it. His Snake does well enough to push that one on away. Huey Dangles now looking off this side wall, but it ends up falling there. 40 at least trying to take the dribble. Not quite finding more as the 50 Kings are on fire today. They are able to close this one on out. An absolutely insane display from them. They were just on with it. They were finding a way to disrupt Continental at every turn. They were trying to make sure that they could just keep pushing onwards with it. Really good gameplay out of them. No problem. I always enjoy casting you guys. It's always fun. I definitely enjoy it. We do have some more games coming up tonight. With the 4-0 sweep like that. I know I might have someone in chat who wants to do a Kahoot game. I feel like it's kind of odd, but I definitely appreciate getting any chance to cast. It's really fun. I enjoy every chance I get. I thoroughly enjoy getting to, I guess, see the development of players, because you get it where you get the lower levels, you get the higher levels, and everything like that. Hodge, you want the Kahoot tonight? The only thing is, since it's still an hour until the next game off that sweep, because it did end up going relatively fast, it makes it kind of hard where I almost want to like host another streamer. If you guys really want the Kahoot, we can do that though. Because we do have a lot of people up in this chat, and there is definitely a lot going back on. And I will not be live for my next IGL game for at least like about an hour. So we are going to save that one for tonight. And we're going to try to find another caster that is live, because there's a lot of good Rocket League going on. So it looks like either Delco Dad or Hashira Slim are up there. So we might hit them up if we can. And then we will probably have that Kahoot saved for a later date if we need it. So on that one, we will look if Delco Dad is still going, and we will hit him up first. Delco Dad has himself a series going on, I believe. So he is casting another one. We will give that one the go. Hodge Lodge, I will hit you with the bruh. And we will start the raid on over to Delco Dad's. He is casting more IGL games, so we will head on over there, and ideally they are having a great time on their side. Good luck to the 50 Kings in their championship up against Sharik and Meshu, and we will go on from there.